Hello, this is Demigod IV, and I'll be talking about the Twisted Treeline and its interface.
Minions
This
have
is
spawned.
the fountain where your 3 teammates will start. It's a 3v3 map with 2 lanes, and it is the same thing as Summoner's Rift, but just a smaller version with somewhat different objectives. Here's the shop. It's a little pumpkin guy instead. Left click to find your recommended, all items. Again, you can search them. Here's your info bar here and here. Your 4 abilities, 2 summoner abilities, health, mana, or energy, or whatever type of kind of secondary unit they have. And you also can click the shop over here. Now, what's cool about Twisted Treeline is you start off with extra money, so you have enough to buy these 2 items. I've been in the game for a little bit, so I have a little extra, but you have enough to buy 1 starting item and boots, which is nice. So I think that's around $8.25. So you start off with a little more money.
Show me the path.
The
And
altars will unlock in 30
there's
seconds.
a top lane, usually a solo guy, and a bottom lane which can have a duo or solo guy, and then you can also have a jungler.
Bring me a real challenge.
The jungle route is pretty much just 3 camps. 1, 2, and 3. You go around in a circle and then you gank.
Every mistake is a lesson.
Here are the paths into the open, into top lane, and the main paths are here and here. Altars unlock at 3 minutes, as you just saw. And I'll explain altars
Never
in just a
settle
sec.
for second.
Here's the middle path from kind of the left area to the right area, and there's 2 openings, main openings down here for ganks. So not always, but when me and my team did it, we went 5-0 at 4 placement matches with a jungler, and I was usually least in jungle, and we had bruisers or tanky ability powers top and bottom, so they could solo lane while I jungled, and that helps even spread out the experience, so I wasn't duo laning with someone and taking their experience. There's a little heal right in the middle of the map. It comes up every once in a while after you use it. I think it
Adapt to all
heals you and
situations.
speeds you up also, so yeah, it gives you a little movement speed. Now the altars are pretty interesting because when you're on them, you can be seen by the enemy players, so that's pretty nice. And it takes a little time to grab them. Once you grab them like that, you just stand over them and collect them. They're like zones. Once you grab them, they become yours and they are locked for 90 seconds, and they give you buffs. Like the first one is a bonus mana regeneration
Who questions my
and extra
ability?
3 gold per kill. And if you grant both of them, then you get 10% attack damage and 10% ability power. So it's actually a really powerful buff if you're able to grab both of them. But it's pretty hard to control both because there are sides of the field, and it's easier for blue to control this side and purple to control this side.
You got it.
So those are pretty much about the lanes in jungle. And the last thing you pretty much
My
need to
place is
know
at the top.
is that there's a big monster up here that is just like Baron, but he's a spider, and he's not that tough. You can actually solo him if you have the decent items and stuff.
Sure.
Here's a creature. He is called Biomal, and here's a little clip of me and my guys killing him. So this is one of the games me and my guys played. As you can see, it's relatively easy, not too much damage.
Show me the path.
But he gives you a pretty decent buff of cooldown reduction and attack speed, stuff like that. And again, the point of the game is to destroy the enemy nexus over here, and you have to go at least through 1 line of turrets, and there's 1, 2, an inhibitor, and then just 1 middle turret. So
Bring me
Twisted
a
Treeline
real
is a pretty nice map. It's just fun to get together with, like, if you only have 2 other buddies online, to do some scrimmages in here. It helps with a lot of 1v1 dueling and fast reaction, because if, say, bottom comes up, the travel distance between top and bottom are very short. So if there's an MIA or SS in the bottom, you really have to react.
Every mistake is a lesson.
quickly to help your other teammates, because there are lots of ganking and counter ganking and stuff in the game. And also, another interesting thing is if we go to the shop here and we go to all items, there are no wards. So that's pretty important because there's a couple different items, and I'll go into short detail. Here grants ability power and 15% cooldown reduction. It's a different potion that you can use, or 20 attack damage and attack speed, and increased damage per level. Also, it's Oracle's elixirs. It's the same thing but cheaper. And there isn't Warmogs, there's Overlord's Blood Mail, and there's just in general different items that are in here. You can obviously go and figure them out for yourself, but they are relatively the same, but they do have some changes. Like instead of Leandries, they have what's it called? This Blackfire Torch. Instead of Death Cap, they have Woogley's Witch Cap, which is a mix between Death Cap and Zonia's Hourglass. So they have two items in one, which I think is a little overpowered, but it has a lot less ability power, but it does have a high amount of armor, so it's pretty nice. Let's see what else do they have in here. They have Sanguine Blade instead of Bloodthirster. They have, again, Overlord's Blood Mail instead of Warmogs. And this is an interesting addition. So instead of Wrigley's Lantern, there's Grail's Spectral Lantern, which instead of putting down a ward, it's like an activate of a little AoE burst, and that will just kind of grant you vision. It's about as big as that circle right there. It's a relatively large AoE, and you can use that to see ambushes and see stealth units and detect stealth units. And it gives you 20 attack damage, 20 armor, 12 lifesteal. And then you can upgrade it to the Light Bringer, and that just gives you vision of any enemy traps, and then still has the activate from the lantern and does more damage. So it's pretty cool that you can upgrade it and you don't have like a dinky Wrigley's Lantern throughout the game. Heck, Tech Sweeper, and the different items usually have these little like notch marks at the corner of the picture, so you can tell if it's from the Treeline because of these little notch marks. So here's a different item: ability power and health, cooldown reduction, movement speed, and it has the stealth detecting mist again because there are no wards. So there's a lot of good items in here, and it's pretty fun to just practice around and have a good time. And if you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, subscribe and like, and I'll be posting one on Dominion and Proving Ground also. This is Demigod IV, and thank you very much.